feel lost, and I feel like there's this massive misconception that allows us to believe that feeling lost means that we don't have anything ahead of us. If you're anything like me, then you're probably stuck under your sheets and trying to ignore everything that you know you need to get done in your life. All of those negative feelings that you are feeling are more positive than you could ever imagine. I will split this video into 2 parts, where in the first half I'm going to be focusing on 5 different reasons why I believe feeling lost is a good thing, and then in the second half I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different things that you can implicate into your life to help you get out of this negative period of your life that you are in. The first reason why I feel like feeling lost is being found, and is actually more of a positive thing than you could ever imagine, is because it literally allows yourself and gives you this perfect opportunity to start fresh and to reinvent everything there is to yourself. Feeling lost means that you are ready to grow out of the current version of yourself and into a new version of yourself. And you might be thinking, yeah, but Fleur, how do I know that I am ready for that? How do I know that I am ready to move on with my life? The answer is within what you are feeling. It is within what you have just said. You wouldn't know you are ready to move on to a better version of yourself, but the fact that you are feeling lost as it is right now in your present goes to show that there is more to you than you think there is, that there's more that you need to go out there and find. This loss and these negative feelings that you are going through and are feeling on a day-to-day basis, and this feeling of just wanting to hide away from the world and not knowing what is right for you and what can be right for you or what path that you need to follow, everything that I've just listed and everything that you may be feeling, something that you should be feeling, and is something that God and the universe wants you to feel, as a way of pushing you to find that new version of yourself, and as a way of telling you that you are ready to move on and to progress and to move further into your life and to become a different version of yourself. I want you to think of this loss as being the cocoon in which a caterpillar is in before it blossoms into a beautiful butterfly. That's exactly what you are going through right now. You are in your cocoon, you're in your bedroom, you're hiding away, you're probably just scrolling all over social media and trying to figure out something to do with your life. So instead of trying to figure that out for yourself, you're watching what everybody else is doing with their life and sort of comparing what you're doing to what they're doing, and you end up spending all your time just focusing on that, not allowing yourself to have that time to just relax. And when you come out of that and you decide that you finally want to focus on finding a new version of yourself and on moving on to finding that new life for yourself, that's when you become this beautiful butterfly, this new version of yourself where you can find a future that is going to be right for you. Progress is made through growth, and nothing is able to grow in your comfort zone. You won't ever be able to succeed in the way that you want to succeed or achieve all of these goals that you have set for yourself if you're not allowing yourself to become a new version of yourself and to go through this pain and to change as a person. The second reason why I feel like feeling lost is being found is because this gives you a chance to really understand yourself. When I'm feeling lost or when I'm going through anything difficult in my life or any pain, I get out my journal and I try and figure out, why am I feeling this way? I want you to ask yourself, why are you feeling lost? Has there been something that's happened in your life, whether it be a breakup with a romantic partner or a friend, or you've lost your job, or has there been something that you know has led to you feeling this way, or is it just something that's come out of nowhere, which can be completely normal? I want you to sit down and try and figure out why it is that you are feeling this way, and try and find the root of this feeling of being lost. Sometimes there isn't a reason for why you are feeling lost, it just happens in your life. It just becomes as this overwhelming feeling, like a brick that hits you in the face, and you don't even really know why it's happened or why you are feeling that way. But that doesn't mean that there isn't sometimes some triggers in your life that may have led to you feeling that way. So just allowing yourself to sit in silence and not think about anything else, come away from the chaos of your phone and social media, just sit in nature, allow yourself to breathe, and just figure out why you are feeling that way, because deep down you will know there will be a reason, and once you find that reason, you can then go from there to trying to heal that trigger or that thing that's put you into feeling this way. The third reason why feeling lost is a positive thing is because it allows you to reevaluate whether the people that you have in your life and the people that you allow to influence you on social media are the right people for you and are the people that you want to influence you. Sometimes it can be easy to forget that the 5 people that you are closest to literally make up your life. They make up the person that you become. And so if you are surrounded by negative people who are always gossiping, or who don't really do anything with their life, don't really set themselves to have any goals, they don't think positively about themselves or life in general, they just have a very negative outlook on life, or they too are feeling lost themselves, it's very easy for you to then feel the same way, or to start thinking and feeling negative things, or to even feel lost yourself because that person is also feeling lost. When someone says, what's the meaning of life, what's the point of life, you're then going to feel, yeah, what is the point of life? It's very easy to click to however someone else is feeling, especially if you're spending pretty much all your time around them. If you're around people that have no sense of direction in their life, you are then going to start feeling like you have no sense of direction, even if you do. Another attribution of life that's really important is who you allow yourself to take information from, and who you allow yourself to be influenced by. So if you're watching people on social media, or just spending your time watching these shows that have negative energy linked to it, it's not going to make you feel good about yourself or your life. This is why I always preach the importance of just making sure that you really go through your following list and really go through your subscriber list and just see who it is that you're watching on a day-to-day basis, because all of that information, you don't realize how much it changes your life and changes your perception of yourself. I've grown so much as a person just by watching and listening to self-development content. Without that, I wouldn't have become the person that I am today. If you're following smart and successful people who have set this plan for themselves, and who have these goals that they're trying to achieve, and that have this really beautiful and positive and motivating life, you are more likely to feel successful, and you are more likely to want to then find the success in your life instead of feeling lost. The 4th reason why I think that feeling lost is a very positive thing is that it means that there is something better for you. If you're feeling lost in your life, that means that there is this beautiful life that is just in front of you that you haven't entered into. You want to think of each season of your life as a season of a TV series. Maybe you've just reached this end of the season that you are in. Maybe it's time for you to meet new people that will be new characters in the next season of your life. Maybe it's time for you to allow yourself to move on from that romantic interest that was in that season, and to allow yourself to move to a new season where maybe you'll find a new romantic interest. You'll make new friends. You'll meet this new version of yourself. You're not meant to be in the same season of your life throughout the entirety of your life, because then that means that you're never growing. And if you're never growing, then things in your life will be never changing. You won't change the people that you're surrounded by, you won't change that job that you're in, you won't change the way that you look and the way that you perceive yourself. Nothing will change, and without change, your life cannot become better. Your life cannot become the life that you want it to become, because you're not allowing it to get to that point. Feeling lost is a good thing, because it means that you are ready to grow from that. It means, as I said in the first point, that you are ready to become a new version and a better and a stronger version of yourself, where you can take everything that once happened and just allow yourself to just move on from it, instead of wishing that that person was still in your life, or that you still had that relationship, or that you still had that job, or thinking to yourself, what could have been if I still had these things in my life. Let that question go and just ask yourself what can be. You will never get to that part of your life where you allow yourself to think that way if you don't push yourself to get to that point in your life. And the 5th reason why I think that feeling lost is a good thing is because this sadness you have is an opportunity to rekindle your curiosity for life and find out what sparks joy in yourself. Sometimes a sense of loss in your life comes from feeling a sense of loss in yourself, whether this be because you don't really know what brings joy to yourself anymore when that comes to things like your hobbies, or the interests that you have, what people in your life inspire you and bring that feeling of warmth to you when you spend time with them, what career makes you the happiest and actually makes you excited to get up in the morning instead of thinking, I really don't want to go to this job, or I can't wait for the day to end, what attributes of life that you are excited for, and the things that you have planned for your future so that you have something to look forward to. This is the chance for you to look deeply into each of those questions and each of those opportunities to really rekindle that joy and to make this life that you will be excited to live. I promise you that this spark for life hasn't disappeared, it's just diminished from all the stresses that have been going on and all the chaos that has been surrounding you. And so you need to clear that path and find it again, find that spark, light it again, and just allow yourself to find another version of yourself. The first thing that I want you to remind yourself is that this journey that you are on is not meant to look like someone else's journey. Just because someone else has it all figured out doesn't mean that you aren't going to eventually have it all figured out. You need to stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 10, or your chapter 10 to someone else's chapter 4. Everyone is on a different aspect of their life. Everyone is on a different page of their novel. Everyone is on a different part of their journey. You just need to focus on your own life, not somebody else's life. The only person that you should ever be comparing to yourself is the person that you used to be yesterday, or a week ago, or a month ago, or a year ago, or even 5 years ago. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to somebody else because you are on completely different journeys. The second thing that I want you to implicate into your life and to think about is, how can you make your life more peaceful? How can you implicate calming things into your life, whether this be through things like meditation, going on walks in nature, just taking time off of social media and off of your phone to just sit in silence, journaling the way that you feel and trying to understand the way that you feel, or just simply doing nothing and just resting, because sometimes what you need is just to do nothing and to just allow yourself to just do nothing without feeling that guilt of doing nothing. Prioritize genuine time where you can just rest and figure things out, because of course you're going to be feeling lost if you have this massive chaotic schedule. You're telling yourself to do things at a certain time, or you're setting these to-do lists that are really long and then feeling bad about yourself when you haven't achieved any of it by the end of the day. If you just allow yourself to have a few days where you do nothing, then when you come back to doing something, you will be feeling good about it. Fourth thing that I want you to remember is to really focus on the things that you have achieved and on how far that you have come. When I was feeling lost just recently, what I tried to do to get myself out of that feeling is to just think about how far I've come in the past year. It's not been an easy year for me, but you know what? I've achieved so many things. Ironically, when I was planning the script for this video, I actually heard a song on the radio that I had sang at a talent show with one of my friends when I was 7 years old, and it really put things into perspective for me, because I basically put myself back into when I was 7, and I realized from 7 to 20, over the past 13 years, I have done so much to be proud of, and yet I've just allowed myself to forget it all. I've allowed myself to just move on with my life without really celebrating each thing that I managed to do, and that is something that will end up making you feel lost, because if you're never celebrating your successes, you're never going to be feeling like you've achieved anything. You're never going to be feeling good about yourself. This is your chance to really focus on what you have achieved and to be proud of yourself for what you have achieved, instead of thinking about what you haven't achieved or what you want to achieve. I want you to just rest and allow yourself to be proud of every achievement that you have made, no matter how small it is, because it is something that you should be proud of. Fifth thing that I want you to do and implicate into your life is to allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone and try out new things. Trying something new actually activates a part of your brain that releases dopamine, that feel-good hormone that makes you feel pleasure and excitement about life. Engaging yourself into new things that might be making you step outside of your comfort zone is actually going to do more good for you than you could imagine. Another thing that I want you to do is I want you to put yourself in new situations where you are allowing your brain to form new neural connections. This is because neuroplasticity happens in response to learning new things and to putting yourself into new situations, and is associated with improved cognitive functioning over the long term. So it's actually a really good thing for yourself to just allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone and do things that you wouldn't usually do. And in doing that, you are going to be pushing yourself to find a new version of yourself. Now, I hope all of these tips helped you, and more than anything, I want you to know that you aren't alone. It's only recently that I was also feeling lost myself, and I'm still sort of coming out of that period of my life. And this is something that you're going to constantly be going through. This isn't the only time that you're going to be feeling lost in your life. And so you need to know how to handle this feeling so that if it happens again, and when it happens again, you will know how to get yourself out of it. Now, if I ever feel lost again, I'm only going to be able to look at it in a positive light, because it means that I'm ready to move on and step into a new chapter of my life. And that's something that you should be happy and grateful for. That's something that you shouldn't take for granted or feel depressed about. I just think that there's this massive misconception that social media gives us, that feeling lost is a negative thing, or that it means that we don't have any sense of direction. You do have a sense of direction, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be where you are today. And so you need to be proud of yourself for that. Be proud of the person that you have become through all of these years that you've lived on this earth, and just be excited for the years that you have yet to live and the versions of yourself that you have yet to become. Feeling lost is being found, and when you feel lost, you will find yourself again. And I hope that I've been able to manifest that feeling of warmth back into your day to day. Here's a flower. Now go outside, take time off with your phone, and just allow yourself to be found.